Magmortar! Stand by for battle!
Hi, my name's Professor Silver, and today I'll break down the fiery history of Paul's Magmortar, detailing its transformation from Chimchar's replacement into one of the strongest fire types in all of Sinnoh. As a Magmar, Magmortar debuted in the episode Lost Leader Strategy. It instantly established itself as a major threat by beating Mayleen's Lucario with Fire Spin and Fire Punch. The win was notable not only because it was the first time a Lucario had been defeated in the anime, but also because it validated Paul's faith in Magmar as Chimchar's replacement. Paul had captured the Pokemon sometime after Glory Blaze, as he needed to compensate for his lack of a fire type. That said, the capture wasn't shown on screen, so it's unknown if Magmar was caught as a Magby. What we do know, however, is that Paul was likely inspired to get Magmar after seeing one of its brethren at the Hearthome Tag Battle Tournament in the episode Tag Were It. After it defeated Mayleen, Magmar served as a regular fixture in Paul's rotation. Notably, it napped in aiding the enemy and battled Frontier Brain Brandon's Regis in a pyramiding rage. Unfortunately, Paul was blinded by ambition throughout the battle, so all his Pokemon, including Magmar, stood no chance against the legendary Titans. In the first round, opposite Registeel, Magmar landed Flamethrower and withstood Iron Head, but flinched when attempting Will-O-Wisp. As a result of the flinch, Paul swapped it for Nidoking. It was after Paul lost all 5 of his other Pokemon that Magmar returned to the field. Sadly, its opponent Regirock shrugged off Flamethrower and won out with Shockwave. After losing the battle, Paul, Magmar, and his other Pokemon trained for 10 straight days, as Reggie wanted them to fight Ash in a 6-on-6. At some point in the training, Magmar evolved into Magmortar. Since the evolution requires trading while wearing the Magmarizer, I think Paul did a quick swap with his brother. The Lake Acuity battle against Ash took place in the episodes Pedal to the Metal and Evolving Strategies. Against Pikachu, Magmortar purposely tanked Quick Attack so as to induce a burn with Flame Body. It also blocked Thunderbolt, repelled Volt Tackle with Rock Tomb, and dispersed Smog. Although Pikachu cleared the air, dodged Flamethrower, and even landed Iron Tail, his burn damage led Ash to swap in Buizel. Following a direct hit from Aqua Jet, Magmortar blocked Water Pulse with Rock Tomb. By the time Buizel broke through the rocks, Magmortar had leapt into the air so that it could cause poison damage with Smog. From there, Paul swapped an Ursaring and went on to win the battle with his Electabuzz. Later, at the Sinnoh League, in the episode Casting a Polon Berry, Magmortar returned so as to one-shot Berry Skarmory and tank a blast from his Empoleon's Hydro Cannon. Regrettably, Paul didn't use Magmortar against Ash. It's a shame that he didn't, as Magmortar would have made for the ultimate mini-boss for Infernape before his showdown with Electivire. By beating his replacement, Infernape would have further proved Paul to be a fool for abandoning him as a Chimchar. Even though Magmortar missed out on an epic battle, I like to imagine that Paul would later go on to use it to beat Brandon's Registeel. Speaking of victories though, let's get to Magmortar's battle record. It beat Mayleen's Lucario and Berry's Skarmory. Its one and only loss was to Brandon's Regirock. Move-wise, Magmortar used Fire Punch, Fire Spin, Flamethrower, Rock Tomb, Smog, and Will-O-Wisp. Overall, Magmortar was an epic battler, but needed more appearances to prove itself. Had Paul used it more often, I think it could have been remembered just as fondly as his Torterra and Ursaring. While we can't change the past, all we can do is hope that Paul one day appears in Horizons and uses Magmortar to its full potential. And on that note, class is adjourned. My name again is Professor Silver. Until next time, catch you later.